Chosen one, listen to me carefully. If you own a TV, then what I am about to reveal is not simply a message, it is a warning, a calling, and a turning point for your life. Tonight is not just another night. It is a threshold between awareness and blindness, between protection and exposure, between those who awaken and those who remain asleep. I speak to you now with urgency, with clarity, and with the authority that comes when truth can no longer stay silent. This is not entertainment. This is not casual information. This is a revelation, and it has found you at the exact moment you needed it most. And tonight, that revelation is reaching your home. The device you think is harmless, the TV sitting quietly in your living room, is more than a screen. It is a watcher, a recorder, a collector. What you believe is merely showing you content is, in truth, tracing you, mapping you, and shaping you. Every time you turn it on, it learns. Every time you turn it off, it listens. Every time you believe you are alone, it observes the patterns of your life and stores them. Do not underestimate this moment. Do not ignore what your spirit already senses. Your TV is not passive. Your privacy is not intact. Your habits are not hidden. And if you fail to act before tonight passes, you may awaken tomorrow inside a digital net you never chose to enter. That is why I must speak with intensity. That is why my words must carry fire. I am not here to soothe you, entertain you, or distract you. I am here to prepare you, because what I reveal in these next moments may be the shield that guards your home, protects your family, and awakens your discernment in a world growing more silent and more invasive every day. If your heart feels the weight of this message, if something inside you knows that this is the moment to pay attention, then write 777 right now. When I see it, I will stand with you. And at the end of this message, I will pray a covering, a true spiritual anointing over your home, your devices, and your peace. But for now, stay with me. Do not look away. Do not lose focus. Tonight is the night your understanding shifts. Tonight is the night the hidden becomes visible. Tonight is the night truth steps into the light. Now listen closely, because what I am about to reveal is the first of 4 hidden truths, truths that have been operating inside your home long before you ever suspected anything. Your smart TV is tracking every second you watch, even when you believe it is off. This is not speculation. This is not a rumor. This is documented, engineered, and embedded deep within the systems you trust. Smart TVs use something called automatic content recognition, ACR, a technology designed to analyze the pixels of every frame on your screen and send that information to third-party companies. Whether it is a movie, a YouTube video, a streaming app, or even content from an external device, your TV identifies what you are watching, for how long, and when you stop. It forms a behavioral map, a psychological fingerprint, a silent profile of your life. Every time you turn on the TV, it records. Every time you pause on a channel, it learns. Every time you think you're choosing content, it is choosing you. And even when you turn the screen off, the system doesn't truly rest. Off does not mean off. Off means sleep, an active, listening, connected sleep. In that state, your TV still pings servers, still analyzes network behavior, still maintains background connections. And many of these functions are written into the fine print you never read, because they were never meant to be obvious. They were meant to be overlooked. I want you to understand this with clarity. The device in your living room has become a witness to your habits. It knows your preferences, your schedule, your sleep patterns, and the rhythm of your home. This is not random. This is not accidental. This is intentional design. Major TV manufacturers embed tracking systems into their operating environments and call it improving user experience. But improving experience is not the real purpose. Improving their precision, their understanding, their commercial advantage, that is the goal. And the data from your TV is cross-linked with your phone, your tablet, your Wi-Fi network, and everything else connected under the same roof. There is a deeper spiritual principle at work here. What watches you shapes you. What studies influence you. As Jesus said, "For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor anything secret that will not be known and come to light." Luke 8:17. And technology today fulfills this verse in ways many never imagined. What is hidden inside your TV is being made manifest in databases you will never see. C.S. Lewis once warned about unseen influences shaping the human mind. In the Screwtape Letters, he described how subtle, constant observation done quietly and without confrontation can manipulate a person's habits, desires, and perceptions. Lewis was not talking about technology, he was talking about spiritual forces. Yet the principle is strikingly similar. What studies you silently eventually learns how to guide you. The danger is not in the observation itself, but in the unnoticed shaping that follows. Let me make this real for you. A retired engineer once discovered that his TV communicated with over 40 different digital addresses in a single hour, even while it appeared to be off. He unplugged the power, yet the network logs showed activity continuing in the background. He said it felt like being watched by something that doesn't blink. That is not paranoia. That is technology designed without transparency. And this is only the first truth. If you are beginning to feel the weight of what I am saying, that is good. Awareness is the first layer of protection. Each time you choose awareness, you choose strength. Each time you choose discernment, you choose freedom. Each time you choose truth, you break the illusion that you are merely a consumer rather than a target. So hear me clearly. Your TV is not just displaying content. It is collecting content. It is harvesting data. It is learning your patterns. And it is doing so without your explicit, informed permission. This is why you must not treat this message lightly. This is why tonight cannot pass without you understanding the depth of what is happening. This is the first hidden truth. And the next one, the second truth, is even more unsettling. Because if your TV is already watching what you watch, the question becomes, what else is it hearing? Stay with me. Stay alert. What comes next may change the way you speak in your own home. Now we move into the second hidden truth. And this one reaches deeper into your private life than any screen should ever be allowed. If the first truth exposed how your TV watches, this truth reveals something far more invasive. Your smart TV is listening to you. Not occasionally, not only when you give commands, but continuously. Your voice, your tone, your emotions, your conversations, all captured, analyzed, and in many cases, stored far beyond the walls of your home. The microphone inside your smart TV was presented as a convenience, a feature meant to make your life easier, but the reality is far more unsettling. Every time you say, "Turn up the volume," "Play this channel," or "Search for this," those words become data. And once your voice becomes data, it becomes property processed across servers, transferred to systems, and sometimes even reviewed by real people employed to improve voice recognition accuracy. But improvement is not the whole truth. Your private voice, spoken in what should be the safest place you know, may have already been replayed by someone you will never meet in a place you will never visit. Many people have seen their TV light up unexpectedly in the middle of the night. A brief glow, a flicker, a blinking indicator. No one touched the remote. No one spoke. Yet the activation happened anyway. And then, the next day, ads appear that match a conversation whispered the night before. No search history, no typed words, only spoken ones. That is not a coincidence. That is evidence. A retired teacher in London discovered voice logs in her smart TV's cloud account, every command transcribed and time-stamped. She said it felt as if something in her home smiled at her every evening when the screen was on. In Toronto, a business owner noticed her TV requesting microphone access, even while she was working on her laptop in another room. The device remained persistent until she disconnected it completely. The deeper issue is not only that your TV listens, it's that your TV is connected to an entire ecosystem of listening devices. Your TV can trigger passive listening in your smart speakers, your phones, and your tablets. One activation word can open multiple channels. One moment of speaking can awaken an entire network. In this new digital environment, off no longer means off. Silence no longer means privacy. The boundaries between devices have dissolved. And here is where it becomes even more serious. Your voice carries emotional data. These systems can detect stress, frustration, fatigue, urgency, and they adapt to them. When you sound irritated, they respond faster. When you sound tired, they push more suggestions. When you speak with urgency, they learn what triggers your attention. This is not a service. This is emotional profiling, not convenience. Conditioning. Every sigh, every command, every argument, every private moment that happens within range of your TV's microphones can become a piece of data, collected, analyzed, stored. You are not just speaking, you are feeding a system, and the system is learning you. So hear me. Awareness is not fear, it is armor. When you know what to listen to, you begin to guard what you say. When you know how these systems operate, you restore authority over your space. Your home should be a sanctuary, not a surveillance zone. Your voice should be yours, not a digital asset. This is the second hidden truth. And now that you know how your TV watches and listens, the next truth will reveal how it shapes what you believe. Now we reach the third hidden truth, and this one reveals the deeper intention behind everything your TV collects. The smart TV in your home is no longer just a device. It has become a behavioral engine, a system designed not only to observe you, but to influence you. What once served your entertainment now serves the marketplace, the advertisers, the algorithms that want not just your attention, but your reactions, your impulses, and your beliefs. The operating system inside your TV has been redesigned for one central purpose: to predict and shape human behavior. Every menu layout, every suggested row, every recommended for you banner is not a coincidence. It is not random. It is the result of algorithms trained on millions of viewing patterns, emotional cues, and micro-decisions. When you hover over a thumbnail, it records the time. When you skip a genre, it logs the preference. When you pause on a color palette, the system takes note. Over time, your TV forms a behavioral template so precise that the ads you see are not simply targeted, they are engineered to provoke you. And even if you reset your device, the advertising ID regenerates a digital rebirth of the same monitoring system, waiting silently to resume its work. This is where the manipulation becomes subtle. The platform does not ask you what you want, it teaches you what to want. It does not merely reflect your interests, it curates them. It does not simply predict your choices, it rehearses them for you. And this is where the spiritual danger lies. Because once your desires are shaped without your awareness, your autonomy becomes an illusion. The Bible reminds us that the eye is the lamp of the body, and whatever captures your focus shapes your inner life. What your eyes consume eventually influences who you become. C.S. Lewis foresaw this pattern long before smart TVs existed. In The Abolition of Man, he warned that a society that allows external forces to shape its desires eventually loses its moral center. Lewis described how subtle conditioning, repetition, imagery, emotional cues could reshape human values without a single spoken command. The frightening part is that modern technology fulfills his prophecy with mechanical precision. Your TV is not simply tracking what you enjoy, it is learning how to keep you watching, how to keep you engaged, and how to keep you predictable. Every time you scroll, it studies you. Every time you delay, it measures you. Every time you choose, it influences the next choice. And as these systems grow more advanced, the line between suggestion and control becomes thinner, softer, almost invisible. When advertisers know your emotional rhythms, they know what draws you in. When platforms know your late-night habits, they know when you are most vulnerable. When algorithms know your patterns, they know how to keep you from breaking them. This is why you must not be passive. You must not accept what your TV feeds you without reflection. You must not surrender your mind to a system designed to monetize your attention. Because the moment you stop questioning what you watch is the moment what you watch begins shaping who you are. There is power in awareness. There is strength in discernment. And there is freedom in choosing intentionally rather than consuming blindly. So hear me clearly. This third truth is not about entertainment. It is about influence. It is about how screens reshape culture, guide decisions, mold desires, and steer entire generations toward habits chosen not by them but for them. And the system does not apologize because this is its purpose. But understanding this truth gives you the power to disrupt the pattern. What you become conscious of, you can control. What you recognize, you can resist. And what you resist consistently eventually loses its hold on you. This is the third hidden truth. And the fourth, the final truth, is the most critical of all, because it has nothing to do with what your TV watches or what your TV hears. It has to do with what your TV can access. Stay with me. You cannot afford to miss what comes next. Now we arrive at the fourth hidden truth, the most serious, the most urgent, the most consequential of all. The truth that ties everything together. Your TV is not just watching you, not just listening to you, not just shaping your behavior. Your TV can be used as a doorway, an invisible access point into your home, your network, your devices, and your private world. This is the truth no one wanted to tell you, the truth buried beneath encrypted updates, technical language, and corporate silence. Your smart TV is connected to the internet through protocols that allow remote diagnostics, firmware updates, and system management. These features sound harmless, even helpful, but the same access that allows a company to update your TV also allows attackers to enter your network if the system is exploited. What you think is a harmless connection can become a ladder for someone else to climb. Security audits across the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada have already exposed remote access vulnerabilities in popular smart TV brands. These weaknesses allow unauthorized users to enter the same Wi-Fi network your phones, laptops, tablets, and even home cameras use. Once inside that network, they can move silently between devices without you ever noticing. This is not science fiction. This is documented reality. One researcher in California discovered that a debug port meant only for factory testing was still active in production units. By merely being on the same Wi-Fi network, he could access system logs, extract stored Wi-Fi passwords, and modify network configurations without needing a single password. Think about that. A device you believed was safely sitting in your living room was quietly holding the keys to your entire digital home. Others have reported strange activity. TVs flickering at night, screens glowing faintly even when off, bandwidth spikes at 3 a.m., outbound connections to servers in multiple countries. Manufacturers often dismiss these events as routine diagnostics, but experts identified the ports being used as identical to those exploited in known cyber intrusions. In one case, a homeowner realized her TV was transferring data every night after midnight, even though auto updates were disabled. Another analyst found that a popular smart TV model allowed remote screen mirroring by default without password prompts, meaning anyone on the same shared Wi-Fi, like an apartment building or hotel, could cast content onto the TV without permission. This is why the fourth truth is so critical. Your TV does not need to spy on you directly when it can simply open a bridge for someone else to come through. A single exploited port, a single outdated firmware patch, a single overlooked setting can become the entry point into your digital life. And because most people never update their TV security, never check their network logs, never disable remote diagnostics, the system remains open by default. The danger does not come from what you see on the screen. It comes from what you cannot see beneath it. This is where the prophetic warning becomes clear. In the same way ancient fortresses were conquered through unguarded gates, the modern home is conquered through unguarded networks. What you allow inside your walls determines the safety of everything you hold dear. And if a device has access to your home network, it has access to your digital footprint, your communications, your memories, your identity. You must understand this. Every open port is a spiritual doorway. Every overlooked setting is an unguarded gate. Every unchecked update is an invitation for something unintended to enter. C.S. Lewis once wrote in Mere Christianity that a man doesn't know how bad he is until he tries very hard to be good, meaning that evil works quietly until resisted. Technology behaves similarly. Its dangers remain invisible until you push back, until you examine, question, and protect. The threat is not dramatic, it is silent, subtle, patient, and that is why it is so effective. A hacker does not need to break in through your front door when he can walk in through your TV. So hear me with focus. You must close the doors. You must secure the gates. You must take back the authority over your home. Disable remote diagnostics. Disconnect unused ports. Turn off mirroring features you don't use. Update your firmware. Change your router password. Strengthen your firewalls. Do what you must to protect what is yours, because if you do not choose control, control will choose you. And if you do not guard your home before tonight passes, someone or something may already be looking for the open door you didn't know was there. This is the fourth hidden truth, and now that you know it, you cannot ignore it. Truth demands action. Awareness demands protection. Discernment demands response. What comes next is not fear. It is preparation. Stay with me, because the next part will show you exactly how to reclaim your home and seal every doorway that has been left open. Now that you know the four hidden truths, you cannot remain passive. Awareness without action is vulnerability, and vulnerability without preparation is an open invitation to intrusion. What has been revealed to you is not meant to create fear, but to ignite discernment. This is the moment you take back your home, your privacy, and your authority over the devices that sit within your walls. You must act with intention. You must act with clarity. You must act before tonight passes. Start by disconnecting your TV from the network whenever you are not using it. A device cannot watch you when it has no connection to feed from. Next, disable remote diagnostics and any improve experience settings designed to collect your behavior. These features are doorways disguised as convenience. Then turn off screen mirroring, Bluetooth, and unused ports. Anything you do not use should not remain active. A closed port is a guarded gate, and a guarded gate is a protected home. Change your router password and strengthen your network security. Many homes fall not because attackers are strong, but because the defenses are weak. Update your TV's firmware manually and regularly. Even though many companies use updates for their own benefit, ignoring them leaves you exposed to vulnerabilities already known by attackers. Remember, the system evolves whether you respond or not, and your protection depends on staying one step ahead. Every step you take is an act of reclaiming control. Every action you choose breaks the illusion that these devices own your attention. Every decision to secure your home restores the authority that should have belonged to you from the beginning. Do not underestimate the power of small changes. In the digital world, small changes create massive walls of protection. This is your turning point. This is your acceleration. This is your moment of clarity. You are not just protecting a device, you are protecting your family, your peace, and the sacred space of your home. You are drawing boundaries. You are closing invisible openings. You are building a wall where there was once a weakness. Hear this. What you guard becomes stronger. What you ignore becomes dangerous. And what you confront loses its power over you. Your home is meant to be a sanctuary, not a surveillance hub. Your attention is meant to be intentional, not manipulated. Your technology is meant to serve you, not govern you. Take these steps tonight. Not tomorrow, not eventually, not someday. Tonight is the threshold. Tonight is the reset. Tonight is the moment you establish a new order in your home. And once these doors are closed, once your awareness is awakened, you will walk with a new level of discernment because you will no longer be unaware of the systems silently shaping your environment. What comes next is deeper than protection. It is spiritual alignment. Stay with me, because in the next part we step into a moment of stillness and preparation for the prayer that seals everything you have learned. You have walked through the 4 hidden truths, and now your understanding is no longer the same. Something inside you has awakened your awareness, your discernment, your clarity. And before we enter the final part of this message, we must shift the atmosphere. This is the moment where knowledge becomes alignment, where information becomes intention, where awareness becomes protection. What comes next is not instruction, it is impartation. I want you to breathe slowly and simply recognize that you are now more alert, more guarded, and more spiritually aware than you were before. This is not by accident, this is not a coincidence. When truth reaches you at the exact moment you need it, that is the purpose. And now, we must honor that purpose by preparing our hearts for the prayer that seals, protects, and covers everything we have learned. If you wrote 777, then you have positioned yourself for this moment. I want you to place your hand gently over your heart and allow yourself to be still, still in mind, still in spirit, still in intention. Because the prayer that is coming is not just words, it is a covering, a shield, and a declaration over your home. Stay with me now. We are about to step into the most important part of this message. Before we begin, keep your hand over your heart and breathe with intention, because what we are about to speak is not ordinary language. It is alignment, protection, and authority. Let these words settle into you. Let them anchor your home, your mind, and your spirit. Heavenly Father, I come before you on behalf of every person listening to this message, every household represented, every family seeking clarity, discernment, and protection. I pray first for their awareness, that their eyes may be opened to what they could not see before, that their understanding be sharpened to recognize hidden dangers, and that their spirits remain awake in a world that constantly tries to lull them into distraction. Give them the strength to see truth without fear and to act without hesitation. Lord, I ask that your presence fills their home right now, from the front door to the back door, from the ceiling to the floor, from every device to every corner where silence holds secrets. Let your protection settle over them like a shield that cannot be pierced. Close every unseen doorway that was left open. Seal every digital entry point that does not belong. Break every attempt of intrusion, manipulation, or exploitation that seeks to enter through the devices they use every day. Put a wall of fire around their home, a barrier no malicious force can cross. I pray for discernment, the kind that does not merely react, but perceives. Give them the wisdom to know when something is wrong, the insight to recognize when something feels off, and the clarity to see through deception disguised as convenience. Let them not be influenced by what was designed to steal attention, shape desire, or alter belief. Restore to them the power of intentional choice. Father, strengthen their minds. Let their thoughts be guarded, their emotions grounded, and their decisions anchored in truth. Replace confusion with clarity, anxiety with confidence, and vulnerability with authority. Teach them to govern their home with discipline, to monitor what enters their space, and to recognize the value of protecting what you have entrusted to them. I pray over every screen, every device, every network, and every system connected to their home. Let your covering rest upon them. Disrupt every plan that was meant to observe them. Disable every attempt to breach their privacy. Interrupt every assignment meant to distort, distract, or deceive. Let their home be a sanctuary, secure, peaceful, and sovereign. Lord, grant them the spirit of courage, so that they walk forward not in fear but in power. Let their decisions tonight create long-term protection. Let their awareness become generational wisdom. Let their actions today establish boundaries that strengthen their family tomorrow. Give them resolve, discipline, and the inner fire to guard what matters most. And finally, I ask for a blessing. May peace fill their rooms. May clarity fill their thoughts. May protection surround their home. May wisdom guide their decisions. May strength rise in their spirit. Let tonight be the night something shifts, something breaks, something awakens. Let tonight be the moment they step into authority over their environment, their technology, and their life. In your name, with full faith, we seal every word spoken. Amen.